It's my vinyl update for August 2025. Hi everybody, and welcome to another vinyl update. It's August 2025. Not a huge amount to show you this month. I'm going on holiday in September, which will be when you're watching this. Plus, there's loads of new releases coming out in September and October and November. So I'm sort of cutting back a bit to make sure I can afford everything. But there's still a fair bit to show. First of all, some stuff. If you watched my surprise VCLT from Michael video, you will have seen these. But these are some 7-inch singles that he sent me. We've got Billy Stewart's I Do Love You. I'll just quickly whiz through these. I showed them in a bit more detail on that video. Howlin' Wolf, Tell Me. Dickie Pride with Slippin' and Slidin'. And Buddy Guy, Crazy Music. Okay, then the purchases. So this I pre-ordered for a slice of vinyl. So I have this on, when it came out initially, I bought it on the CD and Blu-ray, or DVD, whichever it is, box set. But never picked up the vinyl at the time. When this was, because I wasn't buying Bowie vinyl at the time. But when this was announced, I jumped on it. So this is a reissue of Bowie at Glastonbury 2000. So this is $59.99 from a slice of vinyl. So whereas the previous release was a gatefold, this is a wide spine release. They have corrected on the initial release of this. They somehow managed to list changes twice in two entirely different places. So they have corrected that for this release. Then the inners sort of tell the story of getting ready for the gig. And they're just on black vinyl. Custom labels. It's such a great set, this. Yeah. Most of the biggies that you'd want him to play. Plus a couple slightly more obscure bits. Slice of Vinyl did a sale. Basically, they were trying to clear their racks a bit. So on their new and sealed, anything that was sort of more than a year old, they discounted. And I was in the shop when they were getting ready. And they sorted out everything they wanted to discount, and then they just said to me, do you want to have a look? So I had first dibs, and I picked up a few titles. I'll have to try and remember, because they hadn't been priced up yet at the sale prices. I'll have to try and remember how much I ended up paying for them. So this is from Genesis to Revelations. This is Genesis's first album. So I do have a version of this on vinyl. Oh look, some clever clogs decided to write on the labels how much he paid for them. I've forgotten I'd done that. So yeah, I have a version of it, but I can't remember what it's called. I'll pop it on the screen if I remember. But it's basically this album, but in a different order with a couple of other tracks or something. So, I've never been in a rush to buy this, but because I could do so cheaply. So this is a 180 gram remastered vinyl version. So it was originally $25.99. I had a tenner off of that. I paid $15.99 for that. Nice gatefold with the lyrics. Some repertoire. Considering it's a new and sealed record, there's lots of dirt on it, you know, paper dirt and stuff like that. But there are a couple of marks on it as well, I noticed, which obviously is nobody at a slice of vinyl's fault. I wouldn't have taken it back anyway, but the sale stuff is all sold as seen. Because obviously to replace it, they would be paying full price to get a replacement in. Then more Bowie. Again, this was $25.99. I paid $15.99. This is the music on vinyl release of Tin Machine 2. So I have the first Tin Machine on vinyl. I've obviously got it all on CD. This is a nice release, textured sleeve for the band and the album title. This is number 809. Say how many? Out of 10,000. So nice low number. The lyric insert rather. Not an inner. Polylined inner. And it's on silver vinyl. Obviously not a big lover of the Tin Machine albums. I don't think anybody really is, but there's some reasonable bits on there. Then I picked up, so I really like Nick Cave, and I sort of pick up his albums, but I only really do so when I can get them cheap, and they tend to be quite expensive. But this was $21.99. He charged me a tenner for it. This is The Firstborn Is Dead. I think the only track I know on this is it Tupelo? Yeah, Tupelo. Interesting, it's sort of got loads of text on the back, and because there wasn't room, it carries on the inner sleeve. On BMG. And then an album I've nearly bought there a number of times for my Joe Jackson collection. But this was also $21.99, so he charged me a tenner. This is Mr. Joe Jackson Presents Max Champion in What a Racket. So this is Joe as a fictional 1920s, 30s, whenever, music hall artist. With new songs that Joe's written, I believe. I don't think they are classic songs of that era. I think they're just in that style. The reason I'd sort of not picked this up before was because I wasn't really sure what it was. I hadn't realised that Max Champion was just a fictional character and it was Joe Jackson singing. I wondered whether it was just him presenting the songs sung by an original musical artist from that time. But I thought I'd take a punt on it for a tenner. Well, I didn't know it'd be a tenner, but what I knew would be at a decent, cheap price. And sure enough, I was right too, because it is Joe singing. And then a new release. It came out on the 29th of August. And this is the fourth album by Flight. And it is called Between You and Me. This is some sort of deluxe version bought through their website. I think, though, that there is only this deluxe version, if you see what I mean. I don't think there's a standard version available. I might be wrong. But a nice lyric and photo booklet. A plain insert and a nice crystal clear vinyl. I should have had another brand new album to show you, which is Belinda Carlisle's new album, her covers album. However, when I went to pick it up yesterday, it turns out that it hadn't turned up. So I will be hopefully picking that up this forthcoming week. And finally, I haven't actually opened this, so this will be an unsealing. This is the, I was going to say soundtrack, that's not really the word, the original cast recording of Hell's Kitchen, which is a Broadway musical loosely based on the life of, but featuring the music of Alicia Keys. It's a mixture of her well-known songs, plus songs written especially by her for this musical. So I ordered this through her website in the States, so it came via the States. I also got the CD, which I have listened to. It is very good. And you get a lot of dialogue on the CD, I presume you do on here as well, so you can follow the story. Yeah, nice gatefold. I mean, this has got their story there, so you can follow along what's happening. And a very nice translucent blue. Yeah, very nice. The actual vinyl itself wasn't very expensive, but shipping was a lot, unfortunately, so it did work out quite expensive. But yeah, there we go. And that's it. That's all I've picked up this month. So yeah, for me, a slow month. But as I say, there's reasons for that. September, so as I say, I am going on holiday, but there's new albums coming out that I have pre-ordered and multiple variants of as well. So you will be seeing those, and who knows what else next month. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.